I told you guys I was going to show you some nerd shit. So this is my controller collection.
Nice.
These are both just the Xbox One controllers, newer One controller, Series X controller, Elite 1, Elite 1 White. I got the Elite version 2. I hate that controller because it stick drifts like a... And then I got the Scuff Instinct Pro, which is actually my favorite controller. So customized a little bit. I have a different faceplate and stuff for it. It's got the buttons on the back. They're kind of weird to get used to. Anyways, this has nothing to do with cars, so let's get back to things. Picked up a oil pressure gauge from AEM. Just a smart thing to have. I would say top 3 if you have a turbocharged car, you want to monitor boost pressure, obviously, AFR, and oil pressure. And I would say oil pressure would be good on any car just because, you know, you lose that and you lose the engine. So very important to monitor. Let's see what's in the box. So we got the wiring harness. We've got that sensor that's provided. A couple of different little splices and everything there. And then the gauge face itself. So I got the version that only goes to 100. Not really typical that Subarus you see over 100 for oil pressure. So that's good there. What I'd like to accomplish in this video is get the previous wiring cleaned up. We do have the BLOCK8 head gauge pods coming. As far as I saw, it looks like he made mine at this point. I'm tired of having the wiring and everything hanging down by the dash. So let's get that cleaned up and make everything look better. Gonna check the hole, make sure we don't have any Teflon tape or anything that's fallen down in there. It's always good to check because that can wind up in your engine and that's not good. So try and avoid that if you can. Then we got our updated one. This one actually has the 1/8 NPT. That's going to adapt over. This already has Teflon tape on it, so I don't have to worry about putting anything else on. It's Pro Sport. And these only go down to about 18.1 foot-pounds or so. But it's got a crush washer on there, so as long as that kind of clamps a little bit, you should be good. I got the 15/16 again, so it'll be pretty easy. You just thread that in there. It's NPT, so there's not really a torque rating or anything to it. The threads actually get wider, or the base of it gets wider. It's kind of like chamfered as it goes up. So the more you tighten it down, the tighter it gets. You just want to be careful not to over tighten it. So when it starts feeling pretty good, you are probably good on a seal. It got a little dark to keep filming last night, so I just picked it back up in the morning. I already took all this stuff off. I realized something in the process that's kind of funny. That doesn't come apart, and I put it through that. So I need to trace this back. I'll probably just take these off and then pull it the rest of the way through so we can actually get this up tucked underneath there. I did get confirmation this morning that the BLOCK8 head piece did ship, so it should be here on like the 8th or the 9th. So I'm gonna get this squared away. I'm going to run the wiring harness for the oil pressure switch, and then we'll get this all hooked up. This is a bigger wire, so I don't think we'll have a problem running 2 gauges off this. You do always want to watch that when you're running multiple gauges off connections. You never want to run them off a small gauge wire like this. You want them to lead to a larger wire that can take that extra amperage. I think I got an idea for how I'm going to do this. I've got these 2 vents off. We know the BLOCK8 head sits right here. I'll do a little further installation of the BLOCK8 head when I get it so you can see what everything looks like hooked up. But what I'm looking at right now is this upper vent obviously it's got no internal structure to it that breaks away. So it's a one piece that goes all the way underneath and connects up to the heater core there. So I'm gonna have to drill a hole in order to put the wiring harness through. I'm thinking the cleanest install at this point would be running things through behind here. So if I can get it from down there up behind this to where it comes out right here, I can put the hole over this way on this side of it. And that way I'm not obstructing anything as far as the rest of the flow of this, because it's still going to have an opening on this side, but right here is going to be taken up by that pillar pod. So if we can change that up a little bit, I think that'll be our best approach. And then that'll allow me to tee off the other gauge harness off this guy like I was saying. So we would just run 2 into this. so they break away. That should distribute the amperage and voltage and everything properly from this line. And that's why this is made of a thicker gauge than, say, these little gauges on here.
Up and around that. Here, you want to see what I'm looking at? So, from under here, we got it coming out of this grommet. Normally you'd use the one that's over there, but it's auto, so it just seemed easier. I'm gonna try and keep it up towards the top of all this. I can't even show you with my hand. Run it up here and through there. Try and keep it all above all this metal and anything it can cut on the sharp edges, because those are not very well finished from factory. Keep it above that and run it over. Then I'll join the other one up with it and we'll make both these look pretty. I don't know how much of this I can get on video, so I'll try, but no promises.
So when I'm drilling this hole, I'm trying to get far back, kind of like right up here, because I want to avoid this inner piece, and there's a lot less going on right here. So if I can get that spot, so the pilot, it's gonna be really hard with everything in the way. And that came out like right where we want it. Awesome. I go get a vacuum so I don't get all these flakes flying out at me when I'm done. Oh, why did I think this would be easier with this one? It's definitely not. A step up bit. Try that. Okay. Fairly large hole right there. Okay. Cool. Now to get this guy through, then we're gonna have to deal with all the wires at once. I mean, kind of funny. I will say this grommet sucks really bad to put back in. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this shit off. I can't have this on my fucking head. I had no idea how I did that, but I got everything ran through there, all up out of the way. I've got it through the grommets. That was incredibly difficult to get all these connectors and shit through that little hole, but they're all up here now. I'll be able to run these two together. Just gotta splice these guys so that they can go to power and ground together, and then clean up some of the wires and tuck things up a little more underneath, just secure them to different things. But yeah, I got it all through, and I only cut myself like 12 times, so call that a win. I'm gonna get this cleaned up a little bit, throw these guys together, and we should be good to put everything back on. Got everything wired up, it's tapped to ground. I just have to reassemble everything and plug in gauges and see if they work at this point. So I'm gonna try and get you some light and time lapse this, because I don't feel like trying to get any cool shots now. It's been raining and this kind of sucks out here. I just gotta put the gauges in. So I'm gonna wire them up right there, just plug everything in, and then we're gonna test, and hopefully both these are gonna work. And if they don't, I'm gonna stop on it for tonight. I definitely thought I recorded this part, but apparently I didn't click record. So there you go. Got them wired in, they both work. I still haven't received the BLOCK8HEAD guy yet, but it's supposed to be here today. So once I get that, I can stop having these hanging all over the place. But for now, that's all I got. So if you guys like this video, let me know. Hit the like button. Gives Phoenix treats every time you guys like or subscribe. So heads up, he doesn't get a lot of treats because we don't get a lot of likes or subscribes. So what the heck, guys? Like the video, subscribe, give him treats, help him out, help him out, help this guy out. And I've got more stuff I gotta edit, more videos coming out to you guys. So I will see you in the next one.